betrayal never comes from your enemies. It always comes from those you trust the most. Betrayal is a wound that cuts deeper than any physical pain. It is not the blade of an enemy that destroys a person. It is the hand of a friend, a lover, a family member, someone you once trusted. It happens in whispers behind your back, in the quiet moments when the truth finally reveals itself. In the instant you realize that the person you once held closest to your heart has been holding a dagger all along. The moment of betrayal is not just about the act itself. It's about the shattering of an illusion. The illusion that this person would always stand by your side, that they were different from the rest. You feel the sting of deception, the anger, the disbelief. How could they? You ask yourself. How could someone who once shared laughter with you, who promised loyalty, who looked you in the eyes and assured you of their trust, turn against you? But if you look deeper, past the pain, past the anger, past the shock, you will find an undeniable truth. The people closest to you always have the power to hurt you the most. It is not strangers who destroy you. It is not people on the sidelines of your life. It is the ones who know your weaknesses, the ones you have let your guard down for, the ones you have given your trust freely. And this truth is not new. History has seen countless betrayals. Julius Caesar, a man who built an empire, fell not at the hands of an enemy, but by the stab wounds of his closest allies, including Brutus, a man he considered like a son. Jesus, the foundation of one of the world's largest religions, was betrayed by Judas, one of his 12 disciples. Kings, philosophers, warriors, and rulers have all faced the same fate. Yet, despite this undeniable reality, we continue to trust. We continue to believe in loyalty, in friendships, in love. We continue to open ourselves up to the possibility of betrayal, even when history and experience tell us otherwise. Why? Why is it that we willingly place our faith in others, knowing full well that they have the power to betray us? Is it because we are too naive, too hopeful, too blinded by emotions? Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance philosopher and political strategist, understood betrayal better than anyone. He did not view it as an accident, nor as an anomaly. Instead, he saw it as an inevitable part of human nature. He understood that people, at their core, will always act in their own self-interest. And when that self-interest comes into conflict with their loyalty to you, they will choose themselves every single time. That is the nature of the world. Loyalty is conditional. Trust is fragile. And love, no matter how deep, is not immune to the power of self-preservation. But does this mean we should never trust anyone? That we should live in constant paranoia, always looking over our shoulders, expecting betrayal at every turn? No. That would be a miserable way to live. Instead, the real question is this: how do we navigate a world where betrayal is inevitable? How do we protect ourselves without losing our ability to form connections? How do we ensure that when betrayal comes, we are not the ones left broken? Machiavelli offers us a brutal yet powerful answer. You must always expect betrayal. You must never be so blinded by loyalty that you fail to see the warning signs. And most importantly, you must never put yourself in a position where someone else holds the power to destroy you. That is the lesson. Betrayal is not just a tragedy. It is a test of your resilience, your wisdom, your ability to see people for who they truly are, rather than who you want them to be. And so, we must ask, why does betrayal happen? What are the warning signs that someone you trust might turn against you? And when it finally happens, how do you rise above it, without becoming dulled, bitter, or vengeful? These are the questions that define the difference between those who are destroyed by betrayal and those who emerge stronger, sharper, and untouchable. And in the next section, we will uncover the hidden truth, the reality about human nature, loyalty, and power that most people refuse to accept. Betrayal feels personal. It feels like a direct attack against your trust, your kindness, and your loyalty. But here's the harsh truth. It's not about you. People don't betray you because you're weak. They don't betray you because you deserve it. They betray you because it serves them. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He argued that people are not inherently good or bad. They are simply driven by self-interest. Every decision, every action, every betrayal is rooted in a simple question. What do I stand to gain? And if betraying you benefits them more than remaining loyal to you, they will do it. This is the truth that most people refuse to accept. They want to believe in unconditional loyalty. They want to believe that love, friendship, and family are unbreakable bonds. But history tells us otherwise. Julius Caesar never imagined that Brutus would stab him. Yet, in the end, Brutus acted not out of malice, but out of self-preservation and political ambition. Judas did not betray Jesus because he hated him. He did it for 30 pieces of silver. Betrayal is rarely emotional. It is transactional. And once you see it for what it really is, you begin to understand the true nature of human relationships. Loyalty is an illusion. People are not loyal to you. They are loyal to their needs, their desires, their ambitions. A friend will remain by your side as long as your presence benefits them. A lover will stay faithful as long as they believe they cannot do better elsewhere. A business partner will support you as long as your interests align. The moment those benefits disappear, the moment they find a better deal, a better opportunity, a more convenient path, they will leave. They will turn against you. They will justify their actions in their own minds. And you will be left wondering, how could they? But the truth is, they always could. They just didn't need to, until now. Machiavelli warns us never to put our full trust in another person. He argues that rulers, leaders, and even ordinary people should never allow themselves to be at the mercy of someone else's loyalty. Because loyalty is conditional. It lasts only as long as it is useful. So, does this mean that you should never trust anyone? Should you isolate yourself completely, assuming that betrayal is inevitable? No. But you must trust with wisdom. Never give someone the power to destroy you. Emotional, financial, or psychological dependence on someone else is a recipe for betrayal. Always observe people's true nature. People reveal themselves in small ways before they betray in big ways. Understand that everyone has a price. Whether it's money, power, security, or love, everyone has something they value more than you. The strongest people in history were not the ones who never trusted. They were the ones who knew how to manage trust, how to see betrayal before it happens. People don't wake up one day and decide to betray you. It happens in stages, and if you pay attention, you can see it coming before the knife ever reaches your back. 1. The shift in behavior. Before someone betrays you, their actions begin to change. They become distant. Their words don't match their actions. The warmth they once showed is replaced by coldness. They are hiding something, even if they don't say it outright. 2. The justification begins. People don't like to see themselves as bad, so before they betray, they create justifications. They convince themselves that they are the victim, that you are at fault, that their betrayal is necessary or even deserved. You will hear subtle complaints, passive-aggressive comments, and excuses for their disloyalty. 3. The opportunity appears. People don't betray without a reason. There must be something to gain. A better partner, a higher position, a financial advantage. The moment an opportunity presents itself, they will take it, especially if they have already justified it in their minds. And then it happens. The moment you never thought possible. The moment they reveal their true nature. But if you have been paying attention, you won't be surprised. What should you do when betrayal happens? Machiavelli's answer is simple. Never seek revenge in anger. Seek power in silence. Many people, when betrayed, react emotionally. They beg for explanations. They seek revenge. They waste energy on the person who has already proven their disloyalty. But this is a mistake. The best response to betrayal is to become untouchable. Silence is your greatest weapon. Never let a betrayer see your pain. The moment they realize they have destroyed you, they win. Distance yourself immediately. The more you chase after an explanation, the more power you give them. Learn, betrayal doesn't just leave scars, it rewires your mind. It changes the way you see people, how you approach relationships, and most dangerously, how you see yourself. It's not just about losing trust in others. It's about losing trust in your own judgment. When someone you love betrays you, it forces you to question everything. How could I not see this coming? Was I blind? Am I weak? This is where betrayal does its real damage, not in the act itself, but in the psychological aftermath. Because once you've been betrayed, you are never the same again. The psychological toll of betrayal. Betrayal forces your brain into survival mode. You begin to see threats where none exist. You become hyper-aware of people's actions, searching for signs of deception. And worst of all, you start expecting betrayal everywhere. Trust becomes impossible. You no longer believe in promises, commitments, or loyalty. Even genuine relationships feel like ticking time bombs. You become emotionally closed off. Vulnerability feels like a weakness. So you build walls, stronger, higher, impenetrable. You doubt yourself constantly. If you were wrong about them, what else are you wrong about? Your ability to judge character, your instincts, your choices. Everything feels uncertain. And this is how betrayal destroys lives. Not in a single moment, but in the years that follow. Because the worst betrayals don't come from enemies. They come from those you trusted the most. The spiral into mistrust and isolation. Some people react to betrayal by shutting down completely. They stop trusting, stop opening up, stop letting people in. At first, this feels like power. No one can hurt me if I don't let them get close. But this is a dangerous illusion, because while you think you are protecting yourself, you are actually destroying your ability to connect. Friendships feel shallow. Love feels impossible. Even casual conversations feel exhausting. Because deep down, you are always waiting for the moment when someone shows their true colors. And this leads to a slow, painful death of the soul. You are alive, but you are not living. Machiavelli warned against blind trust, but he also warned against paranoia. He understood that the most powerful people in history were not those who avoided betrayal, but those who knew how to handle it without losing themselves. The real danger of betrayal is not the act itself. It's what it turns you into. If betrayal makes you bitter, the betrayer wins. If betrayal makes you live in fear, the betrayer wins. If betrayal convinces you that love, trust, and connection are all illusions, the betrayer wins. And this is why betrayal is so devastating. Because it has the power to change who you are. How betrayal shapes your future. Once betrayed, you walk through life differently. Some people let betrayal make them weak, forever afraid of being hurt again. Others let it make them dangerous. Think of the great figures in history who were betrayed. Julius Caesar, Napoleon, Jesus, Lincoln, Gandhi. Some of them fell. Others rose again, stronger, wiser, and more calculating. The difference? How they responded. If you allow betrayal to make you afraid, you have already lost. But if you allow it to make you wiser, you have already won. This is where Nietzsche offers a brutal but necessary truth. Betrayal is the ultimate test of strength. Those who cannot handle it become bitter, paranoid, and weak. Those who survive it become unstoppable. Because when you have been through betrayal and come out the other side, something inside you changes forever. You stop believing in fairy tales. You stop expecting people to be loyal just because you were loyal to them. You stop wasting time on those who do not serve your purpose. And most importantly, you now learn how to play the game. The power of seeing through people. There is a skill that only those who have been betrayed develop, the ability to see people for who they really are. Before betrayal, you believe in words. After betrayal, you believe in patterns. If someone's words and actions don't match, you know which one to trust. If someone's loyalty is tested once and fails, you know never to give them a second chance. If someone benefits from your downfall, you know they were never on your side. This is the hidden power of betrayal. It sharpens your instincts. You no longer see people as they present themselves. You see the truth behind their masks. This is why many of the most powerful figures in history were betrayed early in life. Because once you learn the lessons of betrayal, you become impossible to manipulate. You think you know who your friends are. You trust them, confide in them, share your most vulnerable secrets, and even build your empire alongside them. Life is about partnerships, right? But what if one day you wake up to the reality that the person closest to you, the one you trusted with everything, has turned their back on you? Imagine, for a moment, that you've spent years building a dream, only to watch it crumble under the weight of betrayal. The person you counted on the most, the one you thought would never hurt you, suddenly pulls the rug out from under your feet. It's not just a backstab. It's a calculated move designed to take what you've worked for. This isn't just a bad breakup, a fleeting moment of disappointment. This is the ultimate betrayal, the kind that shatters everything you thought you knew about trust. This scenario isn't just a nightmare. It's a lesson from one of the most influential minds in history, Niccolo Machiavelli, a man whose words and writings have echoed through the ages, warning us of the dangers of trust and loyalty. He understood the harsh, unforgiving nature of power, and more importantly, he understood human nature. His advice was blunt, uncomfortable, and timeless. Betrayal always comes from the ones you trust. But why is it that those closest to us are often the ones who hurt us the most? What psychological forces are at play when someone we trust decides to turn on us? And how do we protect ourselves from this inevitable human flaw? As you stand in the wreckage of this betrayal, feeling the weight of loss and confusion, the question lingers in the air. How could I have missed the warning signs? Could Machiavelli's teachings have saved you from this devastation? Or is betrayal an unavoidable part of human nature? Before you move forward, think deeply about this. How much trust is too much trust? And more crucially, when does the loyalty you give become the weapon that turns against you?